Good morning, students. Today I am going to start first lesson, number system. I am Sukanya Young, taking your maths lesson for 9th standard. Till now you have studied bridge course. Copy all bridge course study material in your notebook. Complete answering bridge course pre-test and post-test papers. We will give one date. On that day, you should bring it to school and submit the pre-test and post-test papers. Let us start today's lesson, number system. You should copy it in a separate notebook. If you have separate notebook for maths, if you have already written bridge course in that one, continue in the same book. If you copied bridge course in your last year's notebook, take a fresh notebook and write the notes of this lesson in new notebook. In new notebook, if you have already started bridge course, continue in the same. If you have written bridge course in the last year's notebook, take a new notebook and write notes of this lesson. Numbers. Why do we use numbers? Obviously, we use numbers for counting. We will always say, we have one house, we have 3 rooms, we have 10 dresses, we have 20 books, we have 4 chairs, we have 2 dogs, isn't it? So numbers are used for counting. In numbers, we have natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. What are natural numbers? In front of us there are objects. We will count them. 10 books, 5 cups, 3 chairs, 5 dresses, 7 pots. Likewise. So counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Anywhere have you saw 0 chair? Anywhere have you saw 0 pen? Anywhere have you saw 0 dosas? We haven't saw, isn't it? So 0 is not a counting number used for counting objects. So natural numbers are numbers used for counting objects. It starts from 1, continues increasing by 1, 2, 3, 4. Let us write in our notebook. Number system. Number system. Number system, heading, then again side heading number system. It consists of various numbers. It consists of various numbers such as natural numbers, whole numbers. Instead of writing NUMBERS, I have written only NO, then one full stop and yes, short form I have used. Whole numbers, rational numbers, integers and irrational numbers. Number system consists of natural numbers, whole numbers, rational numbers, integers and irrational numbers. Let us study all these one by one now. numbers used for counting objects. Natural numbers, in front of that one write numbers used for counting objects. N is equal to, natural numbers denoted by capital N is equal to, put one bracket, I have used flower bracket here. Inside that one write 1, 2, 3, 4. Then to show it is continuous, not finite, not countable, it is infinite. I have used 3 dots, then closed the bracket. Set of natural numbers is denoted by capital N. Next, we spoke about whole numbers. If we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After 9, no more single digit number. We have to use 2-digit number. 2-digit number starts from 10. How do we write 10? 1, 0. So 0 is necessary there. 0 is not considered in natural numbers. So including 0, natural numbers are called as whole numbers. Next right side heading, whole numbers. All counting numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. All counting numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. Natural starting letter N, whole starting letter W. Therefore it is denoted by W is equal to, inside the bracket 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Close the bracket. So natural numbers over, whole numbers over. Next comes integers. Suppose I want to subtract 4 from 2. I want to subtract 4 from 2. What is the answer? This one is positive, this one is negative, both having different sign. Therefore subtract and give the sign of the bigger number. Bigger number sign is minus, therefore answer is -2. Similarly, 6 minus 10. What is the answer? -4. Till now, we are talking about numbers with positive sign only. Sometimes we need numbers with negative sign. Here we require -2, -4. Therefore, we need set of numbers including positive numbers as well as negative numbers as well as 0. Such a set is called as integers. Such a set is called as integers. Next sided in integers. Positive and negative numbers equal to bracket, put 3 dots. It is continuous. It is continuously increasing in the direction left hand side as well as right hand side. So we will use dot -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and again 3 dots. We can write the next numbers after -3 and after 3. So it is continuous in both the directions. Such a set is called as integers. Set of integers can be divided into two parts. One part is negative part, one part is positive part. At that time 0 will not be considered. Negative integers start from -1, -2, -3 and so on. Positive integers starts from 1, 2, 3 and so on. Negative integers, positive integers with 0 is called as a set of integers. It can be shown using z is equal to dot 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 -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So how many sets we have discussed? Natural numbers, numbers used for counting objects. Along with counting objects, when 0 is taken, it is called as whole numbers. With positive numbers, with negative numbers and 0, it is called as integers. Next comes rational numbers. Rational numbers. Suppose I have one chalk. It should be distributed to 2 people. It should be distributed to 2 people. Then if I break it, each part is called as half of the previous one. Isn't it? First half, second half will together constitute the full. Then half, how do you write? 1/2. Same way, 3/4, 5/3. Such numbers we will write. They are called as rationals. It is called as a fraction also. Rationals are nothing but fractions. How do we write fraction? Numerator and denominator together will form a rational. Then what are these numbers? It can be positive, it can be negative also, isn't it? Suppose if I take 1 and 2, 1 and 2 is taken from n. -3 and 4 is taken from z. So should I take n or should I take z? It is better to take z because it has positive numbers as well as negative numbers. Therefore, instead of numbers, if I take it p/q, p and q are numbers from z. Numerator and denominators are numbers taken from z, and one condition, q should not be equal to 0. Suppose q is equal to 0. 5/0 -8/0. What is the answer? If you have written 0 in the denominator, it becomes a very big number. It is not at defined. It is called as infinite. 8 if you written slant, it will become infinite. Earlier we used to denote infinite like this. Now it is said not defined, ND. So 0 should not come in the denominator. So in p/q, which should not be equal to 0, q should not be equal to 0. Such a number is called as rational number. It is denoted by q. When we divide, we will get 5/3. We will get one quotient remainder. When we write 2/3, what is the answer while dividing? 0.66666 like that, and you will get that is the answer. That is nothing but the quotient. 0.6666 is the quotient. Therefore, it is taken as a set Q. It is derived from the German word Zahlen. It is derived from the word quotient. Okay, let us write rational numbers. Q is equal to, inside the bracket, P by Q, fraction. P divided by Q, where P and Q taken from Z belongs to, it is a symbol for belongs to. P and Q belongs to Z, and Q not equal to 0. Equal, if you strike, it will become not equal. Close the bracket. Q is derived from the word quotient. Example, write any few fractions with positive sign as well as with negative sign. You can write proper fraction or improper fraction, up to you. So we discussed the natural numbers, whole numbers, integers and rational numbers. Next comes irrational numbers. Suppose if I write 2/5, 2 divided by 5, 2 is not divisible, 1 0 has to be taken, then it will become 20. 5, how much are 20? 4s are. So answer is 0.4. The division stops there. Such decimals are called terminating decimals. After a while, if division stops, such decimals are called terminating decimals. If I take 1/3, 1 not divisible by 3, so we have to take 1 0, 10, 3 3s are 9, 10 minus 9 is 1, again 1 comes, take one more 0, 0.33333, however long paper you have, you can go on divide, isn't it? So such numbers are called as recurring. This one is terminating. This one is recurring. Now you can convert 0.4 into 2/5. 0.4 means 4 divided by 10, isn't it? One decimal place. So when you convert, 2 2s are 2 5s are, it will become 2/5. It comes back to rational form. A terminating decimal can be written in fraction form. Same way, there are methods to convert recurring decimal also into fraction. We'll study it later how to write it. Recurring decimal also can be converted into fraction. But several other numbers are there. They cannot be expressed as terminating. They cannot be expressed as recurring decimal. Such numbers are called as irrational numbers. Numbers which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. Numerator and denominator form cannot be written for such numbers. Such numbers are called as irrational numbers. Let us write irrational numbers. A number which cannot be written in the form of A number which cannot be written in the form of P by Q, written in the form of P by Q, put comma, P and Q belongs to Z. Write slant U and write one middle line, belongs to Z and Q not equal to 0. A number which cannot be written in the form P by Q, P and Q belongs to Z, Q not equal to 0. Now which are the examples? Write 0.10, 100, 1000, 3 zeros, and dot dot so on. See, first one afterwards 10, then after one 2 zeros, after one 3 zeros. Instead of 1 you can write 2, 3, 4, 5, any number can be used there. Then value of square root of 2. Non-perfect square numbers are there now. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. If they are written inside the square root numbers, they are irrational numbers. Similarly, non-perfect cubes. Cube root of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. Those numbers if we write inside the cube root, even they are irrational numbers. Similarly, value of pi is also irrational, but for our convenience we have taken it as 22 by 7. Actually pi value is not equal to 22 by 7. Since we want some value for pi, we have taken it as 22 by 7. So this much I hope you have copied. Next, other definition of irrational numbers. Just now I said about it. Irrational numbers are non-terminating, non-recurring decimals. Irrational numbers are non-terminating, non-recurring decimals. Let us write about the other two numbers. Prime numbers. You are already familiar with the prime numbers. The number divisible by 1 and itself is called a prime number. Numbers greater than 1 divisible by 1 and itself. Number greater than 1 divisible by 1 and itself. So the factors of prime numbers are only 2, 1 and the number itself. So 1 is not a prime number, it has only one factor. So don't write a prime number. Example 1. P is equal to 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. 9 is not a prime number because it has factors 1, 3 and 9. 3 factors it has. Prime number will have only 2 factors. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Next comes composite numbers. Composite numbers. Numbers greater than 1. Numbers greater than 1 and other than prime numbers. Numbers greater than 1 and other than prime numbers are called composite numbers. Which are the examples for composite numbers? C is equal to 4, 6, 8, 10 and so on. 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So which is the least composite number? Smallest composite number is 4. I hope you have learned today's lesson. Go through the video again and again. Copy the notes. This much is sufficient for today. Tomorrow we will meet again. Remember, math notes should be single notebook. Don't write any other subject in that one. This notes we have to write in a new notebook. If you have already written bridge course in old notebook. If you have written bridge course in a new notebook, continue in the same book number system. This much is sufficient for today. Revise regularly. Bye.